You're in a pretty serious position.
Where we keep thinking the same thing, that it's not out of control yet.
Jody's more of an impulse buyer.
Do you have any sense of how dangerous a game you've been playing?
Wow, this is a lot of work. I'll never spend again.
What are you doing?
Money, 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 money.
My name is Adrian, and I'm married to Jody. I'm in the retail industry, and I make approximately about $51,000.
My name is Jody, and I also work in the home improvement industry at a retail paint store. Currently, I'm on maternity leave.
We have 2 kids, Parker, who's 4 years old, and Lucas, who's just a month. Jody and I were both living the single life before we met each other. I used my credit cards as my income. I would use it to pay rent. I would pay groceries.
I'd be issued a new credit card, and I'd look at it like I just won a $2,000 shopping spree.
It came up to a point where I couldn't meet the minimum payments.
It was quite substantial.
And my wife and I decided to come through a consumer proposal, and we're just trying to reestablish our credit right now.
I personally spend the most on takeout, having coffee at least once a day, if not more, from a coffee shop.
I'd say about 15 times out of the month that we would actually order out food.
One of our biggest problems is that we use ATM machines too much.
About 10 to 20 times a week.
And other than that is places like the big discount stores and going in there for diapers or something, but coming out with a heck of a lot more than you intended to and probably not needing at the moment.
My greatest frustration with Jody is that she doesn't care about what bills need to go through. She wants something, she gets it.
He's concerned with, having the staples, getting groceries, making sure we have enough for all the bills. I'm equally as concerned with that, but still get enticed sometimes when I'm out shopping and mindlessly pay for something that maybe I need to think twice about. One of our lowest moments was we were scraping enough to get bread to make Parker a sandwich for his lunch for school. When you need bread and milk, it's pretty scary.
This month, I'll help this couple move from red to black. I've been solving money problems for over 20 years, tackling everything from high finance to low income. I help people understand money and debt, which is still a huge mystery for most folks. And it's the #1 reason couples split up. So now I'm making house calls. Jody and Adrian's overspending is getting them into trouble for the second time around. Despite going through a consumer proposal in the past, they don't seem to have changed their ways. With Jody on maternity leave and $35,000 worth of debt to manage, they're at the brink of another disaster. Hi. Gail Oxlade.
Jody.
Nice to meet you, Jody.
Nice to meet you too.
Hi, Adrian.
Nice to meet you, Adrian. First thing I'd like to do is just come in and have a quick look around.
Certainly.
Okay, so your stuff isn't fancy. It's very comfortable, very cozy. So where's all the money gone?
We would like for you to figure that out.
And when you talk about the money, what do you say to each other?
That's the problem. We don't talk about the money.
Yeah, that is a problem. You have mixing bowls and salad bowls. You have lots of ingredients. Do you actually eat any of your meals at home?
Yes.
Because you don't have a lot of food in your house. How old is the baby?
1 month.
1 month. So you haven't even begun to shop for the baby yet. You guys have been in debt since before you got married, right?
Yes.
So the question then becomes, if you've gone the route of the consumer proposal, why haven't you made an effort to live within your means?
Because we don't know how to budget properly.
You've just gone off on maternity leave. What kind of preparation did you make for going on maternity leave?
Absolutely nothing.
And how long are you planning to stay on maternity leave?
That's up in the air.
You talked about your son needing shoes. How much would the shoes cost?
$20.
You spend $60 a month on booze. Are you telling me the booze is more important than the shoes?
Definitely not.
Did you have the money to do the front garden?
No.
So you found $1,200 to do the front yard, but you couldn't find money for bread? Okay, you talk about the fact that you don't know how to make a budget. So here we have 100 pennies. Adrian, you start. I want you to count 35 pennies. Those 35 pennies of your dollar, that covers your housing. Jody, I want you to count 15 pennies for transportation, okay? 10 pennies for savings. 15 pennies for debt repayment. So the remaining 25 pennies, this is life. This is everything from food to medical costs. If you're living in a house that's more expensive than the 35%, has to come from somewhere. If you have a lot of debt, it's coming from somewhere. House is too expensive, you end up taking the bus. It's that simple. That's a budget. Okay? So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you the black and white of your numbers, because the numbers don't lie. Here we go. Okay, this is life. Everything from lunch to landscaping. You ate out on the 2nd and the 3rd and the 3rd and the 3rd, the 7th and the 8th and the 8th and the 9th and the 9th, on the 10th, the 11th and the 12th. You ate out on the 13th, 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 14th, 14th, 15th, 15th, the 15th, 16th, 17th, 17th, 20th, 21st, 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 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, 27th, 28th, 29th. You make so much money you can afford to spend $900 in a single month in a restaurant?
That's just pure laziness.
That's not the worst of it. When you add your restaurant costs to your grocery costs and what you're spending on booze, you're putting $1,500 a month into your mouths every single month.
Holy cow.
Everything from clothes, kids, the hardware store, on average, every single month, you're spending over $4,000 in the life category. How many pennies do you have for life? 25.
My head was going crazy to figure out how we're going to be able to come out of debt.
This family's always had trouble making ends meet. But with their reduced income while Jody's on maternity leave, they can barely cover their basic needs. So you remember the pennies? Right now your housing costs are about 36% of your pre-maternity income. Here is the bad news. On your maternity income, you go from 36% to 66%.
Wow.
Your transportation cost is over the 15% you should be spending right now, but on your maternity income, it goes to 30%.
We thought
You just spent 96% of your income. Where are you going to get the money to feed the children? Based on your before mat leave income, you were overspending by $3,300 a month. If you keep doing this on your mat leave income, you'll be overspending by almost $6,000 a month. So in the 1 year of your maternity leave, you'd rack up another $70,000 worth of debt. And in 5 years, you would be $700,000 in debt.
That's not funny.
No, it's not.
It's embarrassing.
It's
and
tragic.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. So, is this what you want?
Absolutely not.
You're sure? Will you do anything I ask you to do over the next few weeks to not have this happen? Anything?
Anything.
Anything. Okay, over the next few weeks, I'm going to give you a series of challenges to do. If you do the challenges to my satisfaction, I'll give you up to $5,000 to help you pay off this debt. If you don't do the challenges to my satisfaction, you don't get the money. If you don't have the right attitude, you don't get the money. Okay? So this month we are going to balance your budget. We are going to get you on a debt repayment program that will work. And we're going to fix your attitude with regard to your prioritizing, because you can't prioritize to save your lives. And the very next thing you're going to do is you're going to get me your credit cards and your debit cards. They are going to go bye-bye. Go. Jody and Adrian are trying to pull themselves out of the hole, but can't seem to get a handle on their spending. You get this whole attitude that no matter what it is you want, you can buy it. I see it, I want it, I buy it. With a brand new baby to provide for, the stakes are higher than ever.
We were scraping to put together lunch to go to school.
I could potentially lose my house.
You can't spend it all without adding it up. You haven't been adding it up. For the next month, this couple will learn to live on a strict cash budget. No more credit cards. They'll complete weekly challenges to tackle their money and relationship issues. And if they're willing to change, I'll reward them with thousands of dollars. No changes, no money. So give me the cards. You're in the paint business? We're gonna eliminate them. Stir that in. We're gonna redecorate your finances. I'm cutting your variable expenses by 70%. So you're going to go from having $3,600 to having $1,060. And this is how it plays out. You will have $125 a week for food. So you will have $500 a month now compared to the $1,500 a month you were putting in your mouth. You will have $75 a week for transportation. You will have $25 a week for entertainment. For clothing and gifts, $23.75. And finally, you'll have $16 and change for other. Because you're living on cash, it's really important that you write it down so you get the budget binder. So you guys are overspending by so much that I actually had to cut not only your variable spending, but also your fixed expenses. Your fixed expenses are things like your mortgage, your car payments, your telephone would be in there, your cable would be in there. Your variable expenses are the things that tend to fluctuate from one month to the next. I'm cutting your fixed expenses by 21%. Which brings me to your first challenge. This is your budget booster challenge. I can't balance your budget. With Jody on maternity leave, housing and transportation eats up 96% of their income. Even after I've cut back on their fixed expenses, this couple's going to have to make some tough choices to balance their budget. So you can't touch your long-term savings, your emergency fund, or your debt repayment. Those are fixed as far as I'm concerned. Whatever is left, you have to figure out how to shuffle the money to make it work. Now, here's the thing. I won't know that you actually know how to budget until you can teach it to someone else. So I'm sending you back to high school, and you're going to be teaching a class on budgeting based on your experience.
Okay. I'm not looking forward to doing the budget. I don't quite know how to get blood out of a stone. So cable,
So just get the basic cable.
just the basic. You could cancel the internet.
We're gonna have to, eh?
Gas, so that's $40 a week.
Probably gonna have to take public transit.
The groceries, that's a big one. Formula and diapers. Well, the next is restaurant, and we'll put a big line through that one. I'm on maternity leave right now, but come January it turns into parental leave, where I worked before. He'd be more than willing to let me come back.
It's great if we could do that.
We'll have to sit down like this more often.
To see if Jody and Adrian have finally grasped the basics of budgeting, I came along to their high school tutorial.
Good morning, everybody.
We're here today to educate you guys on how to properly manage your money.
So who has a job or gets an allowance or has any kind of income? There's 5 areas that you have to consider. There's housing or rent, and that should equal 35% of whatever you make. Next, transportation.
I wish that Gail would have been in my high school class talking to me about how to budget.
Next is debt repayment. Maybe you have a credit card, maybe you have a student loan.
I was kind of nervous at first talking to a class, but I think it may have touched certain other students.
Savings gets 10%. You'd be surprised if you put $10 or $20 a week or bi-weekly, how much you have by the time you're ready to retire is unbelievable.
I think you did a good job too. Of course, I still have some things to say. You have a lot of money in your budget for food, almost $900 a month for a family of 4. I want you to try to go back and cut back another 25% on that, okay?
Yep.
Entertainment. You need to have a life. How long could you guys go without spending a penny on entertainment? Nobody can. It's what you do to add richness to your life. I budget $100 a month at a minimum for people for entertainment. And if you don't spend it in one week, you save it up and spend it in another week. Okay?
Yep.
Do you want to hear what your next challenge is? This is your life lesson challenge. You have a lot of debt. That means you have spent the dough you haven't made yet. So this week's challenge is you're going to go and make the dough that you have already spent. You will be making me 70 loaves of bread.
How big does these loaves have to be?
I've been showing Jody and Adrian that their money has been going to all the wrong places. You can't on one hand say, I can't afford to buy my son a pair of shoes, and then turn around and spend $548 in restaurants. Like, where are your priorities?
I feel a lot of guilt and resentment towards myself for my priorities.
I made them figure out how to balance their budget while living on Jody's reduced maternity leave pay.
We budgeted nothing for restaurants. A big nothing.
If Jody and Adrian want to earn up to $5,000, they'll have to leave credit behind and start paying back the dough they already spent. Every time you spend a penny on credit, You're spending a penny you have yet to earn.
We're gonna be making the bread, making the dough.
First thing you're gonna do is we've gotta put our yeast and our water into a bowl. You're gonna stir in 2 teaspoons of salt and 1 tablespoon of oil, 4 to 5 cups of flour.
Wow, this is a lot of work. I'll never spend again.
So give them a good brush, all the way down to the bottom.
I needed Jody and Adrian to get a real sense of their debt load, so I assigned a $500 value to each loaf I asked them to make. At the end of a long day, they had 70 loaves of bread, which they donated to a community food center. What was the lesson?
That we were spending way too much money, and it's very hard to actually make more dough that we need to before spending it.
Excellent, so you pass. You know where we are?
A food bank?
Do you know what the #1 reason why people end up coming to a food bank is?
No.
A large percentage of people find that because they're spending 77% of their income on housing, they don't have enough money for food, and that's exactly where you're finding yourself. This could very well be the place where you end up getting your food if you can't get your costs in order. You're in a pretty serious position. So this is your relationship rescue challenge. What you're going to do is you're going to take the food that you are gifted from the food bank, which we are providing for you. You are going to use that food and make it last for the whole week. So you get no money for your food jar except for some fruit and vegetable money for the kids. And so the relationship part of this is that you have to take these basics and have some fun, because this is going to be your life for the next little while. You have to buckle right down and make this work. I'm going to have my friend Daniel take you on a tour and show you what life will be like living on food bank supplies.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'm already moved being here. We're very privileged.
Yes, you are. You can't just throw that money away. You have to use that money sensibly. Husband and wife Jody and Adrian struggle to make ends meet.
There's no extra. We live check to check.
With Jody on maternity leave, they've had to make budgeting a priority. There's not enough money there for me to balance your budget. I made them create a budget and try to show them the scale of their debt. What you have to understand is that money is not an inexhaustible resource. Before I award them up to $5,000 to pay down their debt, I'm going to show them the harsh reality of life at the food bank. People finding themselves without a safety net, you can't do that with 2 children.
The families and individuals we work with live on low incomes, and after they pay rent, after they pay their utilities, on average, they're left with less than $6 a day to live.
What we used to spend on one pizza could feed a person for almost a whole week, and it's really put it into perspective for me.
If we don't budget our money accordingly, we could eventually come here.
Some of the things we really need include pasta, baby food, and diapers.
So that.
Yeah.
Here we need to strip our budget down and even more to make sure that we do come here for the right reasons, to volunteer and help others. Oh, good job.
With their box of basics from the food bank, now it's time for Adrian and Jody to try and have some fun as a family.
Tonight went really great. It was fun to cook all together. I'm gonna put these in, okay? We used very simple, basic things, and it turned out fantastic. Very delicious, easy to do, and we had fun doing it. Hopefully we'll have just as much fun cleaning it all up. Here comes the spaghetti.
More family meals. Cheers!
Parker loved cooking.
He did.
So would you do it again?
Oh, definitely.
Okay,
It
good.
revitalizes us.
How was your last week?
It was good.
Any surprises?
Our bank statement fit on one paper.
Amazing,
Yeah.
isn't it?
I'm just happy I have a roof over my head. I'm happy that we have food on the table. We don't have to use a food bank. And I think I'm going to be more content with what I have now.
When I got here, you were overspending by $3,300 before your mat leave, and it jumped to $6,000 of overspending on mat leave. So in just 1 year, you were going to rack up $70,000 worth of debt and another $700,000 in debt in 5 years. Better now?
Much better now.
If you stick to the debt repayment plan I've created for you, you will be debt-free except for the car in 19 months. Did you think so?
Oh, I was expecting years.
If the debt is repaid, you boost your savings to $600 a month. By the time you're ready to retire, you'll have well over $1 million.
Holy cow.
Really?
So, this month, you balanced your budget. We taught you to focus on the debt repayment, and we also taught you to work with what you have as opposed to always looking at what you don't have. Do you think you did a good job?
I think we did.
So, you guys been through the ringer. You get the full 5.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. And on top of that, for you, I have a certificate for a toy store and a pass to the zoo. Okay, so you'll have some stuff to do this summer.
We're gonna do this for the rest of our lives now.
Money, 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 money.